Almighty Yah, once again, thy servants humbly come before thee, thanking thee. Almighty Yah, once again, for thy goodness, thy loving kindness, thy tender mercies. Thank you, Almighty Yah, for all thy blessings that thou hast even bestowed upon us. For once again, Almighty Yah, thou hast brought us to the sixth day to praise thy holy, righteous, and exalted name. We thank you, Almighty Yah, for allowing us to discuss thy truth, thy word, even in the first half. Please, Almighty Yah, continually let thy spirit with us, that we might speak thy truth, meditate in thy ways, walk righteously before thee. Bless our hands, our minds, Almighty Yah, that we might know thy truth, that we might understand thy truth, and that we might, Almighty Yah, do the things that thou even prophesied, the things that thou hast even desired, because we have made in thy glory, Yah. Thank you, Almighty Yah, for the food that we receive. We pray, Almighty Yah, that it gives nourishment to our health and marrow to our bones. We thank you, Almighty Yah, for all things. Blessed be thy holy, righteous, and exalted name, Yah, from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Praise Almighty Yah. Yah is righteous and Yah is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified.
Amen. Amen. All right, we're back. And we're going to deal with number 2. Has the Most High revealed his name today? And you just you say yes or no, and then you can explain it. And then also, how would the Most High make his name known? And you just explain it, that's all. And if it's something that we should consider, then we're going to go to the book. Because at the end of the day, we got to go to the book.
That's right.
That's what we got to go to. Whether you know Hebrew or not, whether you know whatever you know, we still got to go to the book. If you don't know where it is in the book, that's okay. That's fine. We'll search it out, we'll consider it, and but at the end of the day, it's got to be verified. And because the Almighty let us know that just certain scriptures I just want y'all to consider. Number 1,
You gonna answer or you gonna let
I'm gonna let them answer, but I want them to consider this. I want not only them, but and you, all of us. But it's like why the name is so essential to know in the book of because it might be a situation, Isaiah, turn there. It might be a situation like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They didn't know the Most High by a certain name.
Right. Yeah.
So it might be that situation. Or it could be a situation where that has been totally lost altogether. I mean, we are people that don't know our language, our history, our culture, or anything that denotes us as a people. We don't know our king, we don't have a sacrifice, we don't have our priesthood. So it's understandable of things we don't know because we are a lost people. But if we're saying that the Creator is among us and with us, if we're teaching and saying that we do have the truth, then how can we know these things? How can we talk about these things? How can we teach these things without knowing the name of the Most High? So in the book of Isaiah 45, first thing I want you to consider, one second. Is Isaiah 43. Just consider this. Starting at verse 5.
Isaiah 43 verse 5 reads, Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east, and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, Give up, and to the south, Keep not back. Bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the ends of the earth, even everyone that is called by my name. For I have created him for my glory. I have formed him. Yea, I have made him.
So that's something we have to consider. Everyone that's called by his name, he's going to bring us from the east, from the west, say to the north, give up, south, don't keep them back. Everyone called by his name. Now, is that the whole world? No. Or is that a select people? And if it is a select people, are they called Jehovah's Witnesses? What are they called? What is their name? Because if we can identify their name, we can identify his name. And watch this. In the book of one other scripture, it's just certain things I want y'all to keep in mind as we go and just dive right into this discussion. And it's in the book, also in Isaiah 26. Verse 3 and 4.
Reads, Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee.
Trusted in thee, so you're going to be in perfect peace. That's because your mind stayed on him. A lot of people don't have peace, and all you got to do is ask yourself, is your mind staying on the Most High? Because as soon as your mind get off the Most High, I can assure you, you're going to have a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, and a lot of vexation and adversity. But who can think about the Most High and your mind is on him and then you vexed? Or unless the spirit has departed from you. Or you trying to call upon him and he ain't answering. Or you're trying to see it and you're trying to learn, but yet he has poured his spirit of deep sleep upon you. But then it further says,
Trust ye in Yah forever.
forever.
For in Yah is everlasting strength.
Yeah. And in many of your books it say Lord Jehovah.
Mm-hmm.
Some books it say Lord, and then it repeat it again. Lord is everlasting strength. Who is this Lord that will give you this perfect peace? Who is he? What is his name? Of course, y'all know in the book of Proverbs, the 30th chapter, it says that whoever ascended in heaven and descended. What is his name and what is his son's name? Now that you know his son's name, well, what is his name? What is his name? So that's what we're here to discuss. So let's get to the bottom line. What is his name, people? Children of Israel, we're going out there first, then we come in here. Yes, sir.
Giving all praise and honor to Yahweh by saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Well, when I had, when you said this stuff, when you said about what stuff we were going to speak on, I had been searching, and it's hard to search on the internet what's Yah's name. So I went to Exodus 6 and 2 through 3,
Mhm.
and they said that they didn't know Abraham and Yitzchak and Yaakov. They didn't know his name. They only knew his name was El Shaddai.
Right.
And so as you keep reading, and it says, by my name, Yah was not known to them.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, I mean, this Yah means you, if I'm right. YAH
Means what?
means you, YOU.
All right, we will see. We'll answer that once I
And
call
so-
on the teachers. Yeah, go ahead.
And then I went to Isaiah 43 and 3, and it says, I am Elohim, the El, the set apart one of Israel.
Right.
So that's a lot of names,
Yeah.
you know. And then I went to Isaiah 44 and 8, and it said his name was Eli.
Yeah.
So I'm confused.
All right, well, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
I thought you
Praise
were
God.
gonna answer the question.
No, this is what I look
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
and these are the names that I got.
Yeah. Yeah.
So which one should we be calling?
Yeah, and that's what we're getting ready, you know,
That's why I'm here.
stop the confusion. That's why you're here. Yeah. Yeah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, two things. Number one, I kind of, when you threw this out as a question for the conference, it made me kind of wonder, why? You know, and then I told you about the one guy that said that it wasn't his name. Is he coming?
Well,
You know.
a lot of people said they was coming, but, you know.
He's not here today.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, because you know, if you can't, you gotta put your money where your mouth is, to me.
That-
But anyway,
To me too. I'm with you.
But, so it kind of made me wonder why you would bring this question. But I thought about what I had seen, that the Yod means, you know, the maker, the strong maker. The Hay means of everything that you see. The Vav, the tent stake thing, the anchor or the secure of, hey, everything that you see. So to me, I didn't see any question, because if you're the maker of everything that is seen, and the securer or anchor of everything that you see, then you gotta be the creator. So to me, I didn't see that it made me wonder, why is there a question? Because to me, if you make everything that's seen, and you're the securer or anchor of everything that you see, that is seen, then you're just like the creator, and I don't see it as a question, you know, and in that particular language, which was Hebrew, then to me, that's what it means, even if it's just in that language, you know, and that's the language he wrote in, so to me, that should be like the name. That's my reasoning, okay?
All right.
That's how I thought about it.
All right.
All right.
So why Hebrew so confused then?
You know what? Because we, I think as a nation, just from me studying, you know, us, we think we know everything, and then we follow after folly. And so we get on the bandwagon that's going around with the biggest drum or the loudest horn or something, or the most bling. And so we kind of jump on and say, oh wow, let's just do that. But I think, and then another thing the Most High said we don't consider. So I think that there's been a lack of consideration on some of our parts. Because to me, honestly, if you just think about the maker of all that you see and the securer of all that you see, I mean, I don't see the question. That's my response.
Yeah, that's good, and that's why we're here. Iron sharpen iron, and Almighty told us to gather ourselves together. And of course, our fathers, as great as they were, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it wasn't known to them. There were certain things they knew, and then there were certain things they didn't know. And so now we're here today. It's a little bit different for us because there was just certain things wasn't revealed to them. But there were certain things revealed to our people as a nation. And we lost a lot of things. But what have we found out? And that's what we discuss. What have we found? Because we still can leave these doors and say, well, at the end of the day, we still ain't found nothing, or we did find something, but whatever it is, that's what we're here to do. And I'm gonna get your comment again.
No, I don't have a comment.
Okay.
This is a question.
Okay.
My question is, when it says, by my name, Yah, well, was I not known to them? Is that a statement or is that a rhetorical question? Because if it's a statement, then that means, okay, they didn't know it. But if it's a rhetorical question, that means that they did know it. And that was my question.
Right. Yeah, it's a statement because Moses didn't know it.
Okay.
And Moses wanted to know, well, what I'm gonna tell these guys, they're gonna ask me for sure, what is your name? They're gonna ask me this thing. And I don't wanna go before these people, man, and look bad, and sound bad. They gonna ask me this question. So common sense, I would ask them if I was in the same situation. You seen who? The Most High. Where was he? In the burning bush. And what did he say to you? His name? You know, he talked to me and told me to come tell y'all that he about to take y'all out of Egypt, and then, what is his name? And so it's just, you know, that's how the trail, Brother Lael. And then I go to Sister Zahara and her husband.
Our son was saying, he got a supporting verse in the book of Psalms 83:18. It says that men may know that Yah, whose name alone is Jehovah, are the Most High over all the earth.
Yeah,
Same thing as the 6:3 says.
that's correct. So is that his name?
Well,
Second witness.
we call him, there wasn't a J, so we call him Yah.
All right. Okay. All right. Of course, these Hebrews accept that, but I don't know if Jehovah's Witnesses accept that. Yeah, they say, man, that's what the book say. I thought you went by the book. And yeah, and so there's certain things that forward that conversation on, but that's good. That's scripture. And that's, 83 and what?
18.
Yeah.
18,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
The most
only
high.
few scriptures they read in the Old Testament.
Right. Well, it's a few more. It's just that,
That's just on
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sister Zahara, and then your husband.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
When I was Messianic, we say taught us that the name of the Father was Adonai. So through the Messianic phase, we knew Adonai, and then as we began to search, realized that we got the JC on our journey. Then I began to research, and then we came to Yahuwah as Yah's name, Yod-Heh-Uah-Heh. So we did an extensive study on that. And then there is Yahweh, and at first, when I was doing my research, all the research said Yahweh is the name of a Canaanite deity. So I did an extensive study on that, and I didn't understand. So then I went back to looking at Hebrew and English transliteration, and in the transliteration, every time I saw the capital Lord in the Hebrew, it says Yahweh. So I'm really confused. I know Yah, then I thought it was Yahuwah, Yod-Heh-Uah-Heh, and I was okay with Yahuwah. And then they say in their research that Yahweh is the name of the Canaanite deity, we should not be calling the creator by Yahweh.
All right, that's good. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yes, sir.
I used to be confused, but then I guess I can still be confused because we know everything in the scriptures aren't always accurate, but I go to Psalm 68 and 4,
Mm-hmm.
and you can read that for me.
68 and 4.
Psalm 68 and 4.
Yeah.
Psalm 68 verse 4 reads, Sing unto Elohim, sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name, Yah, and rejoice before him.
So to me, I mean, this is coming from King David, who was a man after his own heart. So, and it's a simple term. It's nothing is hard to understand. For me, I call it Yah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
We don't have no choice either, because we gotta say hallelujah.
Hallelujah, that's it.
So we don't have no choice. And who can argue with that? That's very good. Who else? We hear, what is the Creator's name? And the only thing other people are saying is that once you have the Yod and the Hey, the Y and the H, there's still letters that you have to contend with. And so there is a W, there is another H, or a Y, or a Hey. Some people say a Va and a Hey, depending on who you're speaking about. But they are four letters that one has to contend with. The rest is just the vowels or how you pronunciate the Creator's name. And so typically the vowels, there is no, the consonants or the letters, there are no arguments whether these are the letters or not. You might have some that argue whether in English it's a W or a V. But that's not the biggest argument. The biggest argument is, how do you pronounce these letters in real time, in real life? And so that's where the biggest argument is. And there are no arguments that I know of where the first two letters is pronounced Yah. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So, but how do you pronounce the fullness of these letters that they can see on ancient artifacts? They can literally see in scriptures. They can literally see in the Dead Sea Scrolls. They can literally see in all the research you do when it comes to the Creator's name. You can see these four letters, whether you call it Hebrew, English, or whatever you call it, you see these. So what is it, how is it pronounced? And, but it is true that you can't argue and go past Yah. That's the first, that's the beginning, that's the, you just can't pass it.
They didn't have no J's then, huh?
No,
So
they
it's
not only
fine.
no J sound in
Right.
Hebrew. Who else? Anyone else? What is the Creator's name? Yes, sir.
We're giving all praises to the Most High by saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah. If y'all mind talk up a little bit, because the internet listening, they really couldn't hear us because we don't have the mics. But you don't have to scream, but.
Right. Well, I remember a few years ago, there was a conversation dealing with the name of the Most High. And one of the most poignant points that was brought out was, well, if that's the name of the Creator, then what revelations have been brought out in that name? And what makes that the most important? Because in Deuteronomy, the 29th chapter and the 29th verse, it says that the secret things belong unto Yah our Elohim, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do the words of this law. And then the Most High said about the qualifications of a prophet that comes in his name. So if a prophet is coming in, if a servant of Yah is coming in the true name of Yah, then there's revelations in Yah's word that he or she is going to bring forth. And the only way that you could truly say, well, I believe that we have the correct announcement of the Most High's name is by, well, what revelations have the Most High revealed in coming in that name? If it's any other name, then what are the secret things? And that's why it says in Psalms 118 and verse 26, it says, blessed be he that cometh in the name of Yah, and we have blessed you out of the house of Yah. So where's the establishment of Yah's revelation? Where is his house? And what type of fruit is being produced? And that's why I said I believe the name Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So, as Yehoshua was saying, has the Most High revealed his name today? Yeah. They said they was confused, I understand, so I'm asking you, has the Most High revealed his name today? Obadiah.
I believe that he has.
All right, and you explained, because you said through revelation. And what is the name?
Yahweh.
All right. He sent us Yahweh because the Almighty has revealed things in that name. Correct?
Yes.
All right. Who else? Of course, y'all seen the scriptures. He brought out Deuteronomy 29 and 29. And what was the last scripture you brought out?
Psalms 118, verse 26.
Yeah, 118, verse 26. Anyone else in our listening audience? Has the Most High revealed his name today? If yes, explain. If no, explain. And let me ask this, Obadiah, until somebody else comes. How would the Most High make his name known?
He will make his name known through his word.
All right. All right. Okay.
I say he revealed, when he, get his fame and glory.
Say that again.
I said he'll reveal his name when he get his fame and glory.
And how is that? How will he get his fame and glory?
When he get ready to, take us back home and stuff.
All right. So we don't know his name today. Well, has he got his fame and glory?
Not yet.
All right then.
That's what you said.
Yeah. In other words,
Okay.
he ain't got his fame and glory, and we ain't gonna know until he get his fame and glory. So right now, we got to wait for the name.
I keep hearing about L. I was saying L, E-L.
Yeah. What about
Yeah, in Psalms 68 and 19, it talks about L of deliverance.
it? Right. You're gonna see L all over the book. As a matter of fact,
There's another one that says that, Canaanite deity.
yeah. Our name is YIsraEL. Some people won't even pronounce the L. They say YIsraEL.
Yep.
One man wrote a book, got him a Bible, and everywhere it says L, he took it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's YIsraEL throughout the whole book. In other words, you won't see the E-L, you'll see a Y-L, right? Something like that. Yes, sir.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I agree also with Brother Obadiah.
So you agree that his name has been revealed?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And the scripture I want to give is Malachi,
And what is that name?
Yahweh.
All right.
Malachi 3, verse 16.
16.
Malachi 3 and 16.
It says, Then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another, and Yahweh hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yah and that thought upon his name. And we know that the Most High let us know that he reveals his secrets to his servants, the prophets. And he said that his secret is with those that fear him. So this is a secret thing that the Most High said he would reveal. And in verse 16, he says, not only for those that fear him, but for those that thought upon his name. So I see this is also being revealed through his word as well, in this book of remembrance.
All right.
Hallelujah.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that he expects us to know his name, and I think that he expects us to use his name. In Exodus 20, I'm gonna say like maybe 21. Let me go real quick. But it's one part there that I love. Let me get over there. see.
Exodus 27,
No, I'm looking at, let's see,
Mowreh, what's the order of 25?
4.
Exodus 20, verse 24, and it says.
What's the chapter and verse again?
Exodus 20, verse 24.
Okay.
And it's at the end, and it says, it's like after a colon, it says, in all places where I record my name. Man, this thing just left.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
In all places
say the
where,
rest of it.
in all places where I record my name, I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee.
And when I looked up the word record, it meant to cause it to be remembered or to be spoken of. And then he talked about, when Noel just said, like, where you speak about his name, I don't think he would say to us to speak about his name or call on it if we didn't know it.
Right. All right.
And I think he expects us to know it, so that means he must have told us, because he's not ridiculous. He's not like unjust balance. He's not gonna expect us to know something he didn't tell us. So I figured he had to reveal.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And you're right, he's far from ridiculous. That's us. Any more other proof out in the audience? What has the Most High revealed his name? If yes, explain. If no, explain. And how would the Most High make his name known? And we're kind of like we're not in a pickle. Y'all know what a pickle is, right? You gotta be like a baseball person to know what a pickle is. Who know what a pickle is? Raise your hand. I'm talking about really know what a pickle in baseball terminology. Not a jar of pickles. That's a pickle too, though. Yeah, in other words, we're caught in between things, because look, here it is. We're talking about the great name of the Most High. And we're speaking about what his name is. But for the most part, the people that's here that's came out today, the ones who do kind of know, they agree with us. Those who don't know, they just don't know, but they just want the proof. Whatever it is, they just want the proof. And then all of us happen to agree. So it's almost you don't have no opposing views. Is it because, huh?
That showed up.
Yeah, that showed up. Yeah, let me say that. I think some coming in now, maybe.
Yeah.
But they knew what was going down today. But this is the bottom line for us. If we got everybody out there.
I want one more thing to try.
All right.
One more try.
All right.
Giving all honor and praise to mighty Yah, but saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I looked at Yah, Y-A-H, and I the 25th, the Y is the 25th letter, 25 is the order of 4, the A is the order of 1, the H is the order of 8, which is 1. So to me, 4, which is Yah's praise, and then 1 and 1 is his word. So I say Yah.
And I say you're right. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I tell you, we can't go wrong with that. You just can't go wrong. I mean, just the bottom line, it's just, we can take this all the way to Mount Zion. And y'all gonna, that's my people. That's my people. You can't go wrong with y'all. That's, look, all through the book. I mean, literally. If you didn't know nothing else, you just got to know hallelujah.
Right.
It's not hallelujah. Hallelujah. I mean, yeah, hallelujah. Yeah, hallelujah. And so, yeah, we're there. But I'll give my proof and evidence, and then each teacher will give his. All right? And we're not doing no presentations or nothing like that. We're just giving y'all our hardcore facts. That's all we're doing. And they shouldn't have to give y'all about 10 scriptures to come up with the truth. If y'all start seeing them do 10 scriptures, then it's just turn your back and just.
You can't get 10 scriptures?
No, not, because this is simple, right? They should know it. I mean, you can, but which scripture just tell us the truth? Just give us the bottom line. That's all we want to know. I mean, you can get whatever you want to get. Don't get me wrong. I ain't nobody.
You tell us.
Yeah, look, I ain't nobody. Yeah.
My ride's coming at 5, please.
Yeah. That's the bottom line.
Bottom line.
Hey, that's the bottom line. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I am in agreement with YAH,
Yes.
so that's not a problem. So I need to now be convinced, why is it Yahweh and not Yahuwah?
All right, very good. All right. None of the teachers said it was Yahweh.
Oh, no, I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand. But it could be Yahweh. It could be Yahweh.
Yeah.
It could be Yahweh. What they say?
Yahweh.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things, you know. But this is our proof right here. Well, let me give you mine. My proof. My proof, the Creator's name is Yahweh. Now, let me show you my proof. I just wanted to say it out of my mouth on tape. All right. First of all, go to the book of Isaiah 19, number 1. And I'm just, because I like to, and now all the teachers got to back up theirs with 2 or more witnesses. Now, we're not talking about Yah, because we all agree on Yah. So don't let them get up here talking about Yah. See, it says Yah. Isaiah 19. Let me get it. In the book of Isaiah 19, and I want you to start reading at the 17th verse. Well, I want to get right to it. Get right to the, use 17 and 18 verse. And just speaking of the last days. Watch what it says. Go ahead.
And the land of Yehuda shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the counsel of YAH'S hosts, which he hath determined against it. And in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan.
Now, why would people in Egypt speak the language of Canaan? Why would they do that? That don't even make sense. They should be speaking Egyptology, right?
That's right.
But they're going to be speaking 5 cities in the land of Egypt shall speak the language of what?
Canaan.
And y'all know where Canaan is, right? Where's our homeland?
Land of Canaan.
All right, go ahead.
And swear to YAH'S hosts.
Why? Why they going to speak the language of Canaan? Because they going to swear to who?
YAH'S hosts.
Yahweh of hosts. Go ahead.
One shall be called the city of destruction.
Yeah, in other words, they had to speak the language of Canaan. A lot of people call our language Hebrew and all this stuff. No, they're going to speak the language of Canaan because that's the Almighty's land. That's where his name is. And how do you say his name in the Canaanite language? Who do you think was there before Israel?
The Canaanites.
Well, watch this. Who was the high priest? Go to the book of Genesis 14. And this in the future, they going 5 cities out of
Read that
Egypt.
again, man. People don't think they said that, man.
Yeah,
They
read
heard
that
that
again. In the book of Isaiah 19 and 18. What? And then after that, go to the book of Genesis 14.
Isaiah 19, verse 18 reads, In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan, and swear to YAH of hosts.
They're going to swear to YAH of hosts. Why? Because that's the land, that's the place, that's the language, that's where you're going to swear his name. It made no sense for them to speak this language, swearing his name, and then they speaking it in another language, or they say it in another way.
Right.
The language of Canaan is, what you call that language? Yeah, they call it Hebrew, but it is just the Canaanite language. They was there first, and I'm going to prove that to you. But go to the book of, just to prove it, Genesis what? 14. And watch this. Yeah, they call it Phoenician, they call it Hebrew, today they call it Hebrew, they call it Phoenician, but it's the language of what? Canaan. This is what you got to know. That's scripture. And the Egyptians, just to swear in the name, they got to speak a whole nother language. And how many cities gonna be?
5.
Watch this in the book of Genesis 14, verse 18.
It reads, And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High Elohim.
He was the priest of the Most High Elohim. And he was not only the priest of the Most High Elohim, he was king of Salem. And where's Salem? Canaan. And what nationality was Melchizedek?
Canaanite.
No wonder they say he a Canaanite deity. Because they was the first ones in the land called upon the name of the Most High. The Almighty just spewed them out and brought us in. But that's who Abram went to. The priest of the Most High. The king of Salem. He was a Canaanite. That's why this language is all through the land. You know what they would see all through the land on all the various rocks and all, because Almighty told them to write the law on the rocks, write the law on this, write the law on that. And then when they start digging up the land, they start finding all this stuff with yod and hay, yod, hay, wav, hay. And they knew what the Canaanites spoke, and they knew how they pronounced things. They just don't want you to know. And it was Yahweh. They knew that. That's why I said, man, that ain't nothing but a Canaanite deity. I know why, because they called on the Most High. They was the priests of the Most High. This is where he recorded his name. In the land of what? In the land of Canaan. In the land of Canaan. Furthermore, the Almighty lets us know in the book of Zechariah, the 14th chapter, turn there. Now, it's not the Canaanite deities that they called upon that got them spewed out the land. See, that got them spewed out the land. And you can know those names. They tell you the names of those deities. And it wasn't Yahweh. That name didn't get them spewed out the land. But them other names, that got them spewed out, kicked out. And Almighty said, don't even do the abominations of the people that was there. Where we say Zechariah 14? And what do it say in the 9th verse?
And y'all shall be king over all the
You're
earth.
going to be king over all the earth.
And in that day shall there be one
There's
Yah.
only going to be one Yah, because everything about the Most High is one. Everything. Everything about the Most High is one. And this is what he's trying to get the world to understand through his servant. That's why he says only one law, there's only one manner, there's only one way, There's only one king. There's only one nation. One Father, one Elohim. Now, let me show y'all who would teach this oneness of the Most High. Continue reading.
And his name one.
And his name one. And not only is one Yah, but his name is one. In other words, the only people who are going to teach about this oneness of the Most High are those who know him. Nobody is not going to teach this oneness and they don't know the Most High and they don't know his name. And we know it because that's all we do teach is the oneness of the Most High. And we understand why they call him a Canaanite deity. We understand why they call him a mountain. Some people call him a mountain deity. Some people call him the sun deity, the rain deity, this deity, that deity. And little do they know, he is. Because he's the one that made everything. He is the creator and the maker of the sun, the moon, the stars, the mountains. No wonder they think he's some mountain deity. No, this is the creator of the universe. The Elohim of everything. And he's one, and his name is one. And any time you research the name Yahweh, it's always going to take you back to Canaan. It's not going to take you to some other strange land or to some foreign people. It'll take you right back to the land. And the book take you right back to the land. And where are we trying to take you? Back to the land. And the only way you're going to see Yahweh is in the land. You're not going to see that name nowhere else. Nowhere else. But these other names, as Obadiah said, people say his name is this, his name is that. And what we want to see is, all right, well, if his name is that, what did he show you and teach you in this name that's so great? What did he show you and teach you that we need to know? We just want to know what this is. And oftentimes when you question people like that, in other words, the last scripture, this is the last scripture from me. And I'll let the other brothers talk to you. And it's in the book of, and I showed y'all this before. Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. Turn there one more time. But you'll find this in a lot of different places. So we don't say Yahweh because we're unsure. We saying it because we had no doubt. We just have no doubt.
Proverbs 3.
Yeah, Proverbs 3.
We're going to hear from the Mowreh from Jackson.
Oh, we hear from all the Mowrehs.
Is he here?
Oh, you talking about yourself, Mowreh
Yeah.
yourself? Yeah, I hope we hear from him. Whoever we hear from, you're going to hear the word of Yah.
Hallelujah.
Proverbs 3. And this is what it says. 32. And watch what this says.
It reads, for the froward is an abomination to Yah,
Yeah, that's an abomination to Yah, the forward.
but his secret is with the righteous.
His secrets, though, they're with the righteous. So anytime you want to know the truth, you search and seek out the righteous. Because the righteous are righteous enough that they'll tell you, man, I don't know. Man, this thing ain't been revealed. Man, this thing we're unsure. Or we just seeking and searching the Most High on this because it just ain't been found. Yeah, that's what the righteous they just gonna tell you the truth. That's why his secret is with them. Because once they get a secret, they know who to share it with. And by the time they share, they confident in the fact that this thing I shared you, it came from the Most High. And I'm here to tell you, you can search the name Yahweh all day long. and it's gonna take you one place and one place only, to the land of Canaan,
Hallelujah.
where the Almighty bless our fathers to know his name. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, that's good.
IshiYAH.
You made that face. I know that face.
Praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
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 Giving all praise and glory unto the Most High by saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Did I take you out of 10 scriptures?
No.
All right, watch him now. Let me just recheck you. Let me see.
Well, praise Yah. I'm only going to go 3 scriptures like I did last time. I think I only went to 2 scriptures last time. But I'm going to take you to about 3. Praise the mighty Yah. But I do agree with Mowreh IshYAH. His name is Yahweh. And
I apologize. The other part of the question I did not answer is 2. The other part is how, so you might have to go add 2 to those 3.
okay.
I don't know, but how will his name be known? 1, through his servants. And number 2, yeah, through his righteous servants, yes. And number 2, through his works. Through his works. Yeah, there's certain things that's gonna happen where y'all gonna make his name known. So I just want to say that also. So some people know his secrets. They know through his word, being his servant. But then some people, you just can't tell them nothing. They got to see it. They got to see it come down.
Yep.
And they gonna see when it come down. All right?
Praise Yah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Well, yeah, I was saying I agree with Mowreh IshYAH that his name is Yahweh. All I want to add to it is not that he didn't say this, but all I want to add to it is his name is Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim over Israel. And if you go with me to the book of Isaiah, the 47th chapter.
47.
Isaiah 47. And you can begin reading in the 4th verse.
Isaiah 47 verse 4 reads, as for our Redeemer, Yah of hosts is his name, the Holy One of YIsraEL.
Yeah, Yah of hosts, or Yahweh of hosts, is his name, the Holy One of Israel. You can also go to the book of Isaiah, the 54th chapter, the 5th verse.
What scripture was that?
54 verse 5.
Isaiah 54.
Yes.
Isaiah 54 verse 5 reads, for thy maker is thine husband, Yah of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of YIsraEL. The Elohim of the whole earth shall he be called.
He's not only Yahweh of hosts, the Holy One of Israel, he's the Elohim of the whole earth. But you see, it says his name is Yahweh of hosts, the Holy One of Israel. And last scripture for on this point, Jeremiah the 50th chapter, verse 34.
Jeremiah 50, verse 34 reads, their Redeemer is strong. Yah of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon.
Yahweh of hosts. And why is it Yahweh of hosts? Because we need to understand who the hosts are. Yahweh is connecting his name to these hosts because these hosts are vitally important. And I'm going to show you who the hosts are by answering the next question. And the next question is, how will Yah make his name known? And my answer is just like Mowreh IshYAH's answer. He's going to make his name known through his servants and through the works. But who's he going to send to do his works? His servants. How did our ancestors know Yahweh's name in Egypt? His servants who did his works. How did you know he even called a heathen named Cyrus his servant? But what did he do? His works. So how are you going to know Yah's name? Through his servant and his works. And I'm just going to show you a couple scriptures. If you go to the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter.
And I may add, what do his servants supposed to be doing today?
His works.
His works.
And what is that? Gathering the people together.
Jeremiah, what's say 16?
Yeah.
Verse 12.
Reads, and ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me.
Keep reading.
Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither you nor your fathers. And there shall ye serve other deities day and night, where I will not show you favor.
So this is what's happening to us now. This is what has been happening to us. Then he says in verse 15.
But Yah liveth, that brought up the children.
Sorry, skip the verse 14.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yah, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
But Yahweh liveth,
that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he hath driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
Keep reading.
Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yah.
And they shall fish them, and I will send for many hunters.
And they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rock.
Because he's going to send for his servants. The fishers and the hunters of Yah are his servants. And these fishers and hunters are going to get Yah's people. For my eyes,
For my eyes are upon all their ways, that they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes.
And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land, and they have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. Now he's going to do this with his servants. Then in verse 19,
O Yah, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies.
They will lie to about who is doing what and what is doing who, and where is this and where that is, and what the truth is. Surely the Gentiles will say, we've inherited lies. Shall a man make Elohim unto himself, and they are no Elohims? Therefore, behold, I will at this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is what?
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Because he's going to do this, his works that's going to be done when he gathers his people is with his servants. And the Gentiles are going to see. I thought these black folks was from apes. I thought these black folks didn't have no God. I thought we could just step on their necks for the rest of eternity. But then they're going to see we must have inherited lies. Yahweh is real. He ain't just no mountain deity. He is the Elohim over the whole earth. And it's going to be done because of the work that he does with his servant. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I could go to more scriptures, but there was like a few verses in that one, so I'm going to stop right there. Well, praise the mighty Yah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah. Yes, sir.
What other works, when you say works, like the servant, like what type of works?
Well, you got all kind of works. Go to the book of Jeremiah.
I'm just showing the main works, like that one main thing in Isaiah 49.
Go to the book of Isaiah 49. You just say that your mouth before I say.
Isaiah 49. Oh, I know you knew, but
49.
Isaiah 49.
Forget about Jeremiah.
Yeah, we're just going to go right to the meat. Go to Isaiah 49 and just start reading at verse 3.
Isaiah 49 verse 3 reads, and said unto me, thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified.
So Israel, his servant, and he's going to be glorified through his servant. Then I said, I have labored in vain, I have spent my strength for nothing, or naught, and in vain, yet surely my judgment is with Yahweh, and my work with my Elohim. And now, saith Yahweh, that formed me from the womb, to be his servant, to bring Yaakov again to him. This is a major work right here. We got to bring Yaakov back to the Most High. And to restore the preserved of Israel. This Israel that's been taken away, we have to restore it. That's a major work. But Yahweh said, I will also give thee to be a light to the Gentiles, and that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. He said, even though it's a major work for us to bring back Jacob and restore Israel, he said this is a light thing, because you're going to be the light to the whole entire world. And who's going to do that work? His servant. And he's going to do it, and I'm sure some of the other Mowrehs will show some other works that he's going to do, and how he's going to do it, and how his servant's going to do it. But Yah's servant is going to do his works, and he's going to do it in the name of Yahweh, Yahweh of hosts, because his host is his servant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yehoshua. And don't think his work's just being done here. Our people are scattered throughout all over the world.
That's right.
And work's being done in other places. Y'all just hadn't heard about it. But y'all will. Has the Most High revealed his name today? And the answer is absolutely yes. How would the Most High make his name be known? First thing I want to take you to is the book of Amos, the 3rd chapter. Let me take you there first. Because too often we read this scripture, and I think sometimes we don't take the gravity of it. And the Almighty's letting us know something just very vitally important. And In the book of Amos, the 3rd chapter, I'll start reading at the 2nd verse for me.
It reads, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities."
So the Almighty established the fact that we the only we the only family that He knows. So that already instinctively let me know something very important. That if somebody come and try to tell me what the Almighty name, He has to be what?
You have to be family.
He has to be family. He has to be one of us. He has to be part of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and who? Jacob. And if he ain't, then he can't reveal this to me because what? He ain't family. Continue reading. Exactly. So that instinctively let me know. Everybody else that try to give me something, then I got to be very what?
Cautious.
Cautious, on guard, alarmed, wearied, because the Almighty ain't dealing with them. Go ahead.
Can two walk together except they be agreed? Will a lion roar in the forest when he have no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he have taken nothing?
See, this is teaching us something very important. It said, can two walk together except they be agreed? You know what everybody agreed on? If you look at all the historians, all the theologies, when it comes to the Almighty name, and when they say Yahweh, you know where it always go back to? To the land of Canaan. To the land that the Almighty chose. The land that He gave to our ancient forefathers. And that's why they try to refer Him to as, oh, that's that Canaanite deity name. Not realizing that's this the name that the Almighty put out there for us to what? For His family to know. It says, go ahead, continue reading.
Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth where no gin is for him? Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all?
See, they want you to believe in the magic trick. The magic trick is they want you to believe that a bird just gonna fall out of the sky and fall in that trap for no reason whatsoever. That's what they want you to believe. They want you to believe that two people are gonna walk together hand in hand, and they just not agree. They want you to believe in that magic trick, because that's what it is, a magic trick. And the Almighty wants you to know that no, it don't work this way, because I want you to know and understand this. He says, go ahead.
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Every time you hear that alarm, you know you're scared. Even if you don't show it, but you're scared. You have that fear. Because it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be what? Afraid? Go ahead.
Shall there be evil in a city, and Yah have not done it?
See, we as servants of the Almighty already know when evil come upon, I don't care what it is. Don't you realize and understand that the Almighty what? He's behind it. See, they want to tell you that this struggle is a struggle between good and evil. And the fact of the matter is, it is, but not with the Most High.
Right.
It says, go ahead. Surely, be of certain. Know this. Go ahead.
Yahweh will do nothing.
He's not going to do nothing. Do y'all understand what that means? Nothing. But He reveals what?
His secret unto His servants, the prophets.
Now, if I ask anybody in this room, give me a false prophet, I guarantee everybody can tell me a false prophet. But if I ask y'all, now tell me a righteous prophet, oh, there's no more prophets. There's no more prophets. The last one was Malachi, that most people think. If that be the case, then there's no more revelations. There's no more secrets. And we know that ain't the case. And I'm about to prove you why that ain't the case and how we know for surety that the name is Yahweh. And the Almighty revealed it. And I'm going to give you some modern day examples. He said He won't do nothing but reveal His secrets to His servants, the prophet. How do I know that to be true? Go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter. Israelites forget this. Or they just don't know it, or they just reject it. In the book of Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter, the 15th verse states,
YAH'S Elohim will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken, according to all that thou desirest of YAH'S Elohim in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of YAH my Elohim, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not.
don't y'all realize what y'all reading? Don't y'all know if there's no more prophets among us? Do y'all understand that then the Almighty is not communicating with us? He's not speaking to us?
That's right.
Right.
He's not sharing information with us? Do y'all understand that?
Praise Yah.
That simple fact? That simple law? It's the Almighty servants, the prophets, that is going to what? And speak what? His word to what? To the people.
That's right.
And if there's no true prophets, and there's no more prophets, then who's speaking to who? The people.
Right.
You need to ask yourself that question. And then he said, and you supposed to what?
Hearken.
Hearken.
That listen.
Continue reading.
And Yah said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken.
He said, this is a good thing. They spoken well. They spoken intelligently. They spoken smartly. They used wisdom. Go ahead.
I will raise them up a prophet from amongst their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass, that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet, which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other deities, even that prophet shall die.
See, the Almighty wants you to know, I require some things from you. He talked about works as being one of them. Don't y'all know the restoration of the Sacred Laws Conference is about a prophet that came to tell the people that they can't be violating the Almighty righteous holy days, and they need to keep trying to keep Passover in this land?
Mm-hmm.
This conference was born out of that. He called the people together. He called the elders, the leaders. He gathered them almost 25 years ago just for that purpose in this same city, in this same town where we're here today, and recognizing and honor and letting them know and show the people, show the leadership, hey, no, y'all can't be keeping Passover. You know what our people was doing?
Mm-hmm.
They would get that lamb, they would take that rod and bore it through and roast it. Then eventually had to admit that we can't keep it, but then our people so rebellious and stiff-headed. Now they're gonna say, we just keeping a memorial. And then they don't realize everyone after the first one was a what?
Memorial.
Memorial. And don't realize that it only can be kept out of the land that the Almighty chose to place his name. His servant, the prophet, revealed that to us. And to the masses. And you know what name he called on? Yahweh.
That's right.
Because Yahweh revealed it to what? Him. And he revealed it to who? Us. This is a fact. This is the truth. And the Almighty require us to hearken to what?
Yes, sir.
The service of the prophet. Now ask all these leaderships that call Almighty by something else and ask them what the Almighty revealed to them.
That's right.
Ask them what revelations they received.
That's right.
Ask them if they're a prophet. And I guarantee you they say no. Ask them. Say, what have the Almighty revealed to you? And that name that you're calling on. And the truth of the matter, these names we get is from who? Our enemies. The Almighty tells us in the book of Proverbs, he said, learn not the ways of the heathens, what it says, and choose none of
Learn
them.
not the ways.
Oh no, he says, I was quoting it wrong.
You're talking about Proverbs, the 3rd chapter.
Chapter, yeah.
Yeah, it says,
I just went blank.
well, let's read it.
Let's read it.
Let's go
We've
there.
been reading it all day, so we read it.
Envy not the oppressor and choose one of his ways.
Yeah, follow not
The
the
ways
ways of the oppressor and choose.
Choose none of his ways. That's what it said. Read that for me, Obadiah.
Proverbs
3
3.
and 30.
Mm.
Yeah, 3 and 29 or 30. Yeah.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy not the oppressor. And you know we envy the oppressor.
Oh,
Because the very first thing we say is we have to go to the oppressor to learn what? Our language. How are we going to learn our language
To the oppressor.
from an oppressor who's trying to cut us off? From someone who don't want us to know our almighty name, but we going to him to learn what? The language is. The oppressor. Now realize that he's our oppressor. That makes no sense. It said envy not, and why people do what? They envy. You got Israelite communities and Israelite individuals, you know what they do? They go to the oppressor to learn, to come back to do what? Teach us. To oppress us. Because that's what they're doing. Nobody said don't envy them. And choose what? None of their ways. So everything they done taught you, everything they done showed you, I can tell you, and I'm assured of this, is that it's false. Because they don't know. And I love my brothers, and I just think they lack knowledge. But when they come up with these names that they come up with, it's because they learned them from the oppressor and not from the Most High. And I leave you with that. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Mowreh Napthtali.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise Yah.
Praise Yah.
Yah's righteous.
Yah's righteous.
Yah's holy.
And Yah's holy.
And let Yahweh be magnified.
And let Yahweh be magnified.
Let me say it's a blessing to be here
Praise Yah.
to praise the Most High Yah in Marietta, Georgia.
Hallelujah.
I
Hallelujah.
done praised Yah in many places, but I ain't did it here yet, so let's go ahead and get it done. Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise Yah.
Please excuse me for my being absent earlier, dealing with things, but I was listening in and agree with everything that I heard and the beautiful wisdom that was brought out. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And missing a lot of faces today, but it's okay. You know, birds of a feather flock together. And I know those that's here, they flock with us. And I flock with y'all. Praise the mighty Yah. I flock with y'all. This brother right here, this great elder, and I just met him, but he's been listening to us online. And I seen him in the corner smiling, and he waved at me like he know me. And I just kept it moving. I said, Shalom, praise Yahweh, you know. But the second time I seen him, he was talking to my uncle, Mowreh IshYAH, and I heard my name come up in the conversation, so I had to come and introduce myself. And this elder is Stephen Moser, and it's good to meet you. I see your name in the PayPal, paying your ties to Cincinnati, the House of Israel. And so not only he's listening in, but he's contributing as well.
You walking the walk and not talking the talk.
And so that, to me, that establishes a true relationship, you know, when you really a part of the House of Israel. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So I just wanted to say that. The name of the Most High is very important. And not only I know, but I believe and understand. Because that's what the Most High wants us to do when it comes to Him. You just can't know. You have to believe and understand that He is Yahweh. And that's what I believe. The Most High's name is, without a doubt, Yahweh. He's Yahweh of hosts, the Holy One of Israel. And it's beautiful that we're here to speak on this, because in the book of Judges, just real quick, I'm not going to do 10 scriptures, but I'll do 9.
As long as you beat that 10, we're good.
Judges, the 13th chapter. I'm not going to do 9, though. That was just a jokey joke.
You're going to do 8. Judges what?
The 13th chapter, the 18th verse.
Judges 13, verse 18 reads, And the angel of Yah said unto him, Why askest thou thus after my name?
The angel of who?
Yeah.
The angel of Yah. And that's, you know, an angel wouldn't even want you to leave that out. It's important to know that you're a representative of the Most High. So you don't just call him, man, he's an angel of Yah. He's a messenger of Yah. And it says, what did he say?
Why askest thou thus after my name, seeing it is secret?
Yeah, you seeing that it's a secret, but you want to keep asking me about my name. And where did he learn this behavior from? He's an angel of Yah, so where did he learn to keep his name a secret? He had to learn from the Most High Yah.
Secret things belonging to the Most High.
And so they learn his behavior from the Most High. The Most High says it's a glory for him to conceal a thing. But it's an honor for kings to what?
Search it out.
To search it out. And Jacob, our father Jacob, did the same thing in Genesis 32. He asked the angel his name. And he said, man, why do you keep asking my name? Let me just tell you your name, that's all you need to worry about. And so, yes, this is a learned behavior from the Most High. The Most High name is a secret. And his secrets, like Mowreh IshYAH is bringing out, is that his secrets is only with his prophets, the servants. And I want to take you to Isaiah 26. Isaiah 26, verse 7.
It reads, the way of the just is uprightness. Thou, most upright, does weigh the path of the just. Yea, in the way of thy judgments, O Yah, have we waited for thee. The desire of our soul is to thy name.
Yeah, the desire of our soul is to your name. And that's the way of the upright. That's why we're here today. People that's really serious and upright in their heart, they want to know the name of the Most High. We have to know the name. That's the desire of my soul, is to know the name of the Most High. I would hate to be 50 years old, 60, and been, oh my goodness, like waking up for the first time. I've been a Christian all my life, and my goodness, I've been praising a deity. But you've been serving Yah, and then you wake up and say, my God, I've been calling the Most High this and that, but his true name is Yahweh. And who in here agrees that the Most High name is Yah? We all agree there, right? And of course, it was a conference held 1 year about the name of the Most High again, before. And the agreement at the end was Yah is the Most High's name. When we come together as people, we all agree on Yah. And now we just have these last couple letters to figure out, And which way y'all trying to go? Y'all trying to go Yah, his way, or what way you trying to go?
Yahweh.
We try to go Yahweh. So I think we all agree on Yahweh now. But praise Yah, and I'm gonna call on you as soon as we finish. Look, go ahead, say your comment.
Praise mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
I remember being here in Georgia on Stewart Avenue, and one of the oldest keeping groups of Israelites came into the country and to visit us, and he was one of the Philosophians. And this was during the time where the Jews was flying them out and indoctrinating them, and some of them was rejecting it because they knew it was just idolatry that they was trying to get them caught up in. And we asked him, because we had the brothers and sisters who believed the name of Yah was Yehovah, Y-E-H, and some, we were saying if anything is Yahweh, but we all still felt like the name was Yah and Yahweh. And he confirmed it. He said the name was Yahweh. He said it was because of the oppressors that we've been under, we say his name very hard. And he said it in like they said, almost like Yahweh. And he said that's what Yah's name was. And the Almighty told us to look to our fathers. And they one of the oldest keeping Israelites that we know today.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And we still in Isaiah 26. Read the 13th verse. See, the upright, the desire of their soul is to know the name of the Most High. Some people say, hey, you know, it don't matter what the name of the Most High is. And for me, that's not an upright heart. To say that the name of the Most High don't matter. The 13th verse reads,
O Yahweh, our Elohim, other master, kings, besides thee, have had dominion over us. But by thee only will we make mention of thy name.
Yeah, so it's only by the Most High will we actually make mention of his true name. He has to reveal it to us. He has to give it to us. And I got two more scriptures. Isaiah 52. Because you don't want to just believe. The Most High wants you to know, believe, and understand. He wants you to be able to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that he is real. And that you calling on the right name. You believe in a true and living Elohim. And he's the Elohim of what? Truth. He wants us to call upon him in what? Truth. And we need to know the truth. Isaiah 52 verse 6. No, start at verse, the third verse.
Isaiah 52 verse 3 reads, For thus saith Yah, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. For thus saith Yah Elohim, my people went down aforetime into Egypt to sojourn there, and the Assyrians oppressed them without cause.
Yeah, that happened to us before. We went down to Egypt, was oppressed.
Now therefore, what have I here?
But now, what do I got here? We was oppressed in Egypt over with taskmasters. And this was a land that we lived in, and we lived flourishly. We lived blessed. We was abundant in that land. The Most High blessed us in this land. But then they thought to switch things up on us because we was too blessed. And so they put taskmasters over us and it put us in a bondage. But this thing we got going on today, that went past just a little bit of bondage and a little bit of hard work. Say, so now therefore, what have I here, says Yah, that my people was taken away for naught?
They that rule over them make them to howl, saith Yah, and my name continually every day is blasphemed.
And these people make our people to howl, and says Yah, and my name continually every day is blasphemed. And then what the 6th verse say? Therefore my people shall know my name. They should know my name. Therefore they shall know in that day that I am he that does speak. Behold, it is I. So the Most High say, since we in this situation we in, I'm going to make sure they know my name. Because the situation we in, we got to be calling on the real name of the Most High.
That's right.
Because in the name of the Most High is our salvation and our help. So therefore, we will know his name. We do know his name. But what is it? And this is the last scripture. And in studying about the Most High's name, I already knew that I knew the Most High's name. But in studying it, to see what Yahweh would show me, this scripture right here hit me like a ton of bricks. In the book of Psalms 75. When the Most High teach you and he show his hand to you. Like the scripture IshiYAH pointed out in Jeremiah 16. I think it was the last verse, the 18th verse. No, what verse was that? That last verse. And he said, I will show my hand and my work. And they shall know in that day that I am Yahweh of hosts. Because when the Most High show his hand and his work, and a lot of times, like I said, we blind. And won't even see the hand of Yah. Here it is, Mowreh Elisha on the scene. True, bona fide servant of Yah, a prophet of Yah. The Most High hand was upon him. But did the people see that hand? Did they see the work? A lot of them didn't. Because they'll tell you he ain't a prophet. He's not a bona fide servant of Yah. Why? Because they didn't see the hand and the work of the Most High. And so therefore, you know, they don't know the true name of the Most High. For you to know that name, you got to see his hand and his work. Psalm 75 verse 1 says,
Unto thee, O Elohim, do we give thanks. Unto thee do we give thanks. For that thy name is dear. Thy wondrous works declare.
that thy name is near your wondrous works. That's why I see it. If you can see the hand and the works of Yah, you're going to see the name right there next to it.
Hallelujah.
So when I seen Elisha, Mowreh Elisha, I seen the name of Yah. And he was a wonder, a work that once he came on the scene, you like, my goodness, I ain't never seen no man navigate this book like this. I ain't never seen a man get in another man's religious book and navigate it better than him.
Right.
He did wondrous things on the scene. And then tomorrow on the Shabbat, we're going to show you beyond a shadow of a doubt that not only Yahweh's name, his name is Yahweh, but we're going to show you his wondrous works that's been in your face all day long. But of course we blind. Of course we deaf. But the Most High is going to open our eyes. Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Look, we praise the mighty Yah when the Almighty gave the heathen the authority to take his words and put it in a book. And they did this. One of the things that they did in putting this in the book, you notice that they took the name out. And they replaced it with Lord thy God. And there's only one name that you'll read that they took out. It's not 5, it's not 4, it's not 6, it's not 3, it's not 2. There's only one name you'll read that they took out of this book. And y'all know what that name is?
Yahweh.
That's the only name you'll read. Then you got another man who told the people that the Creator's name is too holy to pronounce. And these people, Shalom, one of our elders coming in, Rabbi, or our Rabbi coming in. Shalom, Shalom. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And what they did was try to manipulate the language so that, because they believed that the name was too holy to pronounce. And they'll tell you this in their book, why they did what they did. So all the heathens, all the people, all played with the Creator's name. And why? Because they don't want his people to know. They don't want our people to call upon him in how many consents?
One consent.
One consent. They don't want that. They don't want us to just agree and come together and then all of us call upon the oneness of the Most High. So they will try everything to try to stop the great works of the Most High, to stop his servants. He was speaking about, they all mentioned Mowreh Elisha, and this is the honest Yah truth. Mowreh Elisha passed away in 2013. And this is the truth. Now watch this, just who all in here, just a little test, who all in here never even knew Mowreh Elisha? I'm talking about knowing like met him personally, sat down, raise your hand.
Wow.
And you see how many people didn't know him? Now put your hand down. Now, who all in here, Mowreh Elisha woke you up or taught you most of the things you know? I'm saying the people who never even met him.
Oh.
Hold on, what you say now?
Let me repeat what I said. In other words, even though you ain't met him,
Yeah.
never sat down with him, never sat in his class to hear him teach, but he's
Yeah.
responsible for teaching you most of the things, half the things that you know, or even woke you up.
Oh, in that video.
I was woke up on his funeral.
Yeah. In other words, and this is the honest y'all truth, most of the people that I know who call me, and they tell me that they Israel, and they found our site, of now they listen and so forth and so on. And I always ask the same question. I said, man, how did you know this, man? And who is your teacher? And they all say the same thing. Mowreh IshYAH. I seen a video of Mowreh IshYAH. In other words, he's waking up people more dead than most of the teachers alive put together. Put together. I'm talking about even us. Even us. Because if it wasn't for his videos, we probably wouldn't even know many of you all. So his works have extended past even his life.
Hallelujah.
And that's the work of Yah. That's the work of Yah. And this is the type of work we must commit ourselves to in the land of the living, where these works will live even past ourselves. And so, last scripture, then we'll take questions and comments, then we'll adjourn. Go to the book of 1 Chronicles, 15th chapter, or it might be 2nd Chronicles, let me see. And it is the 15th chapter. 2nd Chronicles 15. I want y'all to see this. Now, tomorrow we're going to be, what room we're going to be in?
We're going to be in here, but it's going to be opened up.
All right. We'll be in the same room. We're going to start promptly at 11.
11:30. Breakfast in at 11, so
Okay, 11:30, because he said breakfast in at 11. So we'll promptly start at 11:30. We like to start after breakfast. So sometimes we start at 10, some 11, but breakfast ends at 11, so we're going to start at 11:30. Tomorrow, right here. But this is what it says in 2nd Chronicles 15. And we're going to start at the very first verse.
It reads, and the spirit of Elohim came upon Azariah, the son of Oded.
And this is what Yehoshua and the brothers was talking about in terms of the spirit of Elohim. That spirit is essential because that's what makes everything happen, that spirit. The Almighty said, the spirit of Elohim moved upon the face of the waters. Mm-hmm. That spirit make everything happen. So you always want to look for that spirit. And the way you know that spirit, because that spirit always working, is going to work. But the works are the works of Yah. And watch what it says.
And he went out to meet Asa, and said unto him, hear ye me, Asa, and all Yehudah, and Benjamin.
And Asa is who? Who is Asa? He's the king. This is the king. And he's letting the king know, and he's letting the people know. And this is what you got to know.
Yahweh is with you, while ye be with him.
Yeah, Yah, he's with you if you with him.
And if ye seek him, he will be found of you.
And if you seek him, you're going to find him. You're going to find him. He's going to be found of you. So if you want his name and you seeking his name, you're going to get it because you sought him.
Hallelujah.
And he's not talking about that people just ask. It's plenty of people just asking stuff, but the Almighty wants you to seek Him. As Naphtali said, Mowreh Napthtali said, it is the glory of Yah to do what to a matter?
Seal.
Yeah, He conceals things because He want to know, how bad do you want this thing?
Hallelujah.
What sacrifice are you willing to make to get this thing? But it is the glory of what?
Kings.
To search it out. That's why a lot of times y'all ask us questions, we make you search it out. We make you search it out. And so if you seek Him, and He knows those who seek Him, you will be found of what? Go ahead.
But if you forsake Him,
But, make no mistake about it, if you forsake Him, that's why He said, they that turn their ear from hearing the law, even as prayer, shall be an abomination. I don't care if they're Hebrew or not. I don't care who they are. As soon as they turn their ear from, man, I don't want to hear that, man. Man, I don't want to hear that stuff about no day and night, man. I don't want to hear that stuff about no month and moon, man. I don't want to hear that stuff about this. I don't want to hear that stuff about that, man. We've been talking about that for years, man. I don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear the law? Okay. All right, it's your choice. It's your choice. And it says even your prayer is a what?
Abomination.
Go ahead.
But if ye forsake Him, He will forsake you. Now for a long season, Yisrael have been without the true Elohim.
And don't tell me our people ain't never been without the true Elohim. That's why you got to open up the question and the floor up to, well, we just don't know Him. We just don't know His name, and nothing has been revealed. Because our people have been without the true Elohim. Go ahead.
And without a teaching priest.
And they didn't have no teaching priest. And if they didn't have that, go ahead.
And without law.
You know they not going to have the law. And I'm saying, they were in the land. They were in the land. So, don't think we cannot, will not, have not been without these things. We have. But if we have the true Elohim, if we have the law, if we have these things, prove it. That's our only thing. Prove it.
Hallelujah.
Show us some wonders. Show us some secrets. Show us something to let us know what you're saying is from the Most High. And I can see it because the Almighty, that's what He worked. He worked in a wondrous way where He leaves no what? No doubt. You said, my goodness, I just can't doubt this no more. I mean, I tried, but I just can't doubt it. And so these are the things that we have to do. Any questions or comments at this time? Yes, ma'am. In the back first. In the back first. Sister Zahar.
Hallelujah, praise Yah.
Hallelujah.
As I'm sitting here listening to the presentation, it's becoming clearer to me because now I'm thinking everything that I learned about Yahweh being Canaanite deity has been from my enemies and my research. So throwing that out, garbage. Then Yahuwah, I learned that from some of my brothers, but there's one flaw still. They believe in JC, so I'm putting that in one pot over there. So now I am more closely in alignment with Yahweh because as I think that Yah does reveal His secrets to His servants, the prophets, I can't take anything from my enemies because they have corrupted everything. So So I think I am in a much better place.
Praise
Hallelujah.
And listen, you don't have to flush nothing down the toilet. You consider everything. But at the end, then you weigh it out. You weigh it out. You weigh everything out as you're doing. And that's good. And look, what they say about Rome, Rome was not built in a day. Look, we are lost people trying to find our way back. And so you just got to pray. And at the end of the day, the Almighty said, if you seek me, you shall what? Find. And listen, you can take that to the bank.
Hallelujah.
You can take it to the bank. But if you seek the Most High and you think you found him, just know we're going to question you on it. We're going to question you. And we want to find out is what you're saying is the truth. Just like y'all question us. Any other questions or comments? Yes, ma'am.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
What I want to add.
Look, we can say whatever we want, but once we say hallelujah, it's just the unity just, bang, it happened without even thinking about it. Man, we're a divided people. Hallelujah. Man, we're just confused and broken down. Hallelujah. And then next thing you know, we back together. Yes, ma'am.
I had wanted to add too with the Most High that he'll let his name known in the latter days.
Mm-hmm.
In Isaiah 11 and verse 9, and that's when it was talking about that the word will be filled with the knowledge of the Most High.
Yeah. Isaiah 11 verse 9.
Yes, sir.
It reads, they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Yah, as the waters cover the sea.
Yeah. Full of the knowledge of the Most High. Yeah. So all you have to do, sometimes you just have to wait patiently. And you have enough information today, you have enough information in the scriptures that let us know whether we're on the right path to the greatness of that. Or you might know we're already there. And that's beautiful because as you will hear a lot of presentations and stuff tomorrow, you're just going to hear the full day. All the teachers, they were just giving snippets of things. But they'll show more proof, evidence, and it'll be more full rounded. So don't think this is all you get. You might have got the bottom line, but you ain't got everything.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask you, so what was the symbol of God? Like if they couldn't, like the symbol right here, was this a symbol, around,
well, there are, like the Almighty said in the book of Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, write the law upon thy hand and let it be frontlets between thy eyes, so you'll see us with things adorned on our wrists, our hand, adorned around our necks, to signify his word and his law, so it always be there. He said, by law we are to wear fringes on the border of our garments with a ribbon of blue, that we might remember all the law. So there's many various symbols that the priest had to wear the breastplate upon his heart, his chest, with the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. He had to wear their names on his shoulders, 6 on one shoulder, 6 on the other shoulder, all written in onyx stone. And then my son walked in here, Mowreh Napthtali, with onyx stone around his neck. I said, is it real? He said, it costs like it's real. Yeah. And so, yeah, there's many symbols, but I do want to make this crystal clear though. And this is in the book of Hosea, the 3rd chapter.
Mowreh, in my book, it doesn't say Yah, it's got the symbol.
Yeah, I know, that is true. Yeah, that's why we were showing various different things in the scriptures that will bring you back to bring those symbols alive. As in, if you wrote those scriptures down, like in Isaiah 19, is one particular scripture.
19 and 17.
Yeah, and then and I'll go over some of those things with you again. But in the book of Hosea, the 3rd chapter, and those are not symbols; those are actual words. Those are letters that's on there. They look like symbols, but that is a language, and that's why.
Hebrew.
Yeah, that's why I brought out Isaiah 19. But it says this in the book of Hosea, the 3rd chapter, the 4th and the 5th verse.
For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king.
Yeah, we don't have a king today that anybody can say, look, man, that's our king, man. What can we do, king? Let's get this thing going, king. Which way should we go, king? Is the Almighty with us, king? Should we fight, king? What should, we don't have no king. We shall abide many days without a what?
King.
Go ahead.
And without a prince.
So we don't have a prince today that we could rally around. Just think if we had our king. All the king had to do is say, look here, man, get y'all some 45s, 7 bullets, and let's do it. And y'all gonna do it. Everybody gonna do it, man. Look, what you got, man? Well, your son gonna be rebellious, man. I got 14 bullets. Go ahead.
And without a sacrifice.
We don't have a sacrifice that we can make where we say, man, look, let's sacrifice unto Yah, and we know he's gonna be with us. Go ahead.
And without an image.
We don't have no image where we can say, man, this is our image. Let's hold it up, and maybe Yah will see it. Go ahead.
And without an ephod.
We don't have the ephod that has the and the Thummim, where we can just look at it and Yah tell us exactly what to do.
And without a teraphim.
And we don't have a teraphim. We don't have nothing at all except his word. And that's the very thing that nobody wants. They don't want that. Nobody said they don't want to hear the law of Yah. But his word, that's all we have. It's his word. And since a lot of people don't want that, they say, man, that's tampered with, man. That's got blemishes and errors, and that's not this, that's not that. But that's what we got. And since that's all we have, watch what it says.
Afterwards, shall the children of Israel return and seek Yahweh their Elohim.
And that's what he wants us to do. See, he wants us to seek him. So therefore, since you don't got nothing, the only one you can rely on is who? The Most High. So you just seek him like, how we going to know your name? How we going to know this? How we going to know the law? How we going to know the truth? Yeah, you got to show us something. Do something for us. How we going to? You said if we seek you, we shall what?
Find you.
And we seeking you, what direction should we go in? Look, I called all over the country, man, told the countless leaders and said, look, we don't see eye to eye, but I said, so let us call upon the one that we all believe in. Let us seek Yah. Let us stand together and let us seek him for the right way. And the vast majority of the leaders said, you're right, we'll be there. And they wasn't. But our good brother, Rabbi Benjamin, he not only was there, but he led us in prayer. Jamestown, Virginia. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And I mean, it was beautiful. And not only in Hebrew, but in English. And the brother was outstanding. It was a great blessing to us from the Most High. Because he had a very, very close relationship with Mowreh IshYAH, which extended to the close relationship that we have with him. And when it was time to seek the Most High, he was front and center.
Hallelujah.
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 It says, and seek Yah their Elohim and David their king, and shall fear Yah and his goodness in the latter days. And this, at the end of the day, we all want to be saved. We all want to be delivered. And we want this this thing that many of us been toiling for a long time for. Some are newer, but some has already passed. And you don't even want their death to be in vain. You want to know, my goodness, what they've been saying and telling us and teaching us is the truth. And what we're saying, y'all want to see that, my goodness, what they was telling us is the truth. And then what we all are saying is that what the book is saying is telling us the truth. Which means the Almighty will return and his people will be delivered. And we will be taken out of this land as he has prophesied, as he has desired, and as he has purposed. And he said his word will not come back to him what?
Void.
And we don't want that at all. So let us continue to seek the Most High and praise his holy, righteous, and exalted name. I say hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous and Yah is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified.
And we're going to call our brother Benjamin, Rabbi Benjamin, up. Say anything you want to say. But at minimum, pray for us.
Hallelujah.
Come on up, my beloved brother. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Of course, giving praise and honor to Yahweh, the creator of the heavens and the earth, and thanking him for all of us being here today. All of us that traveled here, and he allowed us to be here safely.
Hallelujah.
And pray that he will continue to be with us throughout this entire weekend, that we will come to learn, that his blessing will be upon us, and that he will give us strength.
Hallelujah.
So we thank him for once again allowing us to be here and 25 years.
Yes.
So, nobody should miss this because, it's just a long time in the making. And, hopefully, we don't need to see another 25 years because that means we'll be here for 25 years.
No more 25.
So maybe, hopefully 25 minutes, we'll get the quarter. So once again, thanking the Most High for allowing us to be here today. And as we get to adjourn, praise
This one.
it's that way. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We give praise and honor and thanks unto you, Yahweh, for you are the creator of the heavens and the earth. We thank you for the opportunity to call upon your name on this day, and we ask that your blessing will be upon the nation of Israel here and abroad. We ask that you would teach us your commandments, your statutes, and your judgments, and show us the way that we should walk before you. We also ask that you would forgive us for the iniquities, transgressions, and sins that we have committed, as well as those that our fathers have committed before you, that caused you to be angry with us, and you have scattered us throughout the earth. But we know that your blessing is still with us because you are the creator that keeps covenant. Even though our father Abraham is no longer alive, you are keeping the promise that you made with him, and his children are still alive this day.
Yes.
For you are one that sees all of us individually and collectively, and you are the one that calls us so that we may serve you. Please forgive us once again, but teach us to walk in that upright path before you, so that we may walk in the path of Moses, your servant, that we may walk in the path of Joshua, your servant, that we may walk in the path of all of the prophets whom you've called to speak your word in your name to the children of Israel. And we ask that your blessing would descend upon us, that you would protect us when we come together, that you would protect us also when we separate one from another. For we need you, and all we need is you. And we ask that you would watch over us. For you are the creator of all things. There is none that can compare to you. For you have no beginning, you have no end. You are the first and you are the last. And there is none that can compare to you on any level. The creations of the heaven and the earth is too vast and beyond our comprehension. Our responsibility only is to serve you, to follow your commandments and walk in the path that you have taught us to walk in. We ask that you would continue to bless us, that you would help us as we struggle along, that you would allow our struggles to bring forth peace in the latter end, that we would be able to walk one with another, see eye to eye, that there would be peace among the nation of Israel, that we would learn to walk in the path of truth and in righteousness, that we may learn to become a holy people, for you are the one that has called us out of all various forms of religion and taught us that there is none else beside you. And we thank you for the opportunities that you have given us this day to worship you in holiness, to worship you in truth, and to worship you in righteousness. We ask that you will continue to teach your people, that you will open our eyes so that we may learn to see the truth. Let our ears be open to hear your word. And let all of us who know your name and know your truth have the strength and the desire to go forth and to teach your word to others. For your word is not to be bottled up. Your word is to be proclaimed throughout all of the earth. And once we proclaim your word, you will give us strength and you will protect us so that no harm will come upon us. For you are in control of all things. You are in control of everything that happens in our lives individually and collectively. You've allowed us to travel here safely, and we ask that you would allow us to travel to our home safely once again, and that your presence would be with us wherever we go. Blessed be your holy name forever. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous, and Yah is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified.
Shema, Israel.
Yah Eloheinu, Yah Echad. Hear, O Israel, Yah